Hey, this is Mr. Hansen. I'm going to be talking to you about parallax today. This is a scientific method of figuring out how far a star might be away from where we are. So parallax is the name of it, and we're going to be using some trigonometry to help us kind of discern that. So I want to, before we start talking about stars, I want to give you kind of a very basic idea of what parallax is. So here you have X marks the spot. That's where you are. There's this tree in front of you. And if you move to the right so many feet, or to the left so many feet, your view of what's going on, not just that tree, but behind the tree, is going to change a little bit. So your background is going to change in terms of your angle here. So you might be looking at a house over here, and then you move from this point to this point, and then you're looking at something a little bit different. And so you can kind of figure out this angle right here that you've made, and that's kind of what parallax is. Based with that information, you have an angle there, and you have a distance here, and you have a right angle there. With that much information, you can find x right here using tangent. You might remember tangent theta is the opposite over the adjacent, the ratio of the opposite to the adjacent. And for any triangle with that particular angle measure, that ratio will always be the same, and it'll help you find x right there. So that's kind of what we're doing. So let's take a look here. We've got the Earth. I've drawn it twice, and of course right in the middle of the Earth, or right between the two Earths, is the Sun. Think of this as the Earths being 6 months apart there. And then you've got a star off in the distance, and maybe you're kind of looking at that star, and you want to know how far it is from where we're at. And so maybe you've got some background stars going on like that. And so you kind of think about this like that. And then 6 months later, we kind of make our way around to the other side of the sun, and then we've got another line to that star, and so this time our background has changed a little bit, and it's going to be over here now, like that, kind of like that. And we're thinking about how much of the sky our background has changed for. So that's kind of what's going on right there, and that's kind of a measure of that angle. And if we break this down just a little bit more, we can say, okay, well, here we have two triangles now, two right triangles, and if we know this angle theta here, and we know that the Earth is 93 million miles from the Sun, 93 million miles from the Sun, then we can use the tangent to figure out exactly how far the Sun is from that other star that we're looking at. And so that's the idea. It's kind of a powerful idea, and that's how astronomers figure out how far away other planets are from, or other stars are from our own star. And I hope that answers a question that maybe you've pondered before. How do you know how far different stars are away from the Earth? Anyway, this is just one more application of trigonometry, and yes, math really is useful, especially in things like this, in science and other things. Thank you very much.